Hello, everybody! It's time for another live video from the Glam Jewels studio in Burlington, Ontario. And today on the Get to Know Her show, we had Rochelle Declute with us. Incredible woman. I am so happy that we were able to do this interview, and she's going to join us here on Instagram in just a moment. Is sun shining today here, which we're very happy about. We need it. Yesterday was a bit of a gray day, but spring's coming. There she is.
Yay!
You did it.
So
Now
good.
you're live in two places all in one day.
It's amazing. It's my first live day. I feel like I've just been born.
That's so fantastic. I'm so honored that I'm your first live host.
Yeah,
You
well, you're
know,
an amazing host, Monica. It's great.
everyone's going to want you live now. There's going to be
Oh,
lineups.
imagine.
Yes, I can imagine that. Have
Oh,
you ever done live TV?
no, I haven't done. Oh, I have done. Yes, I have done. Yeah,
Have you?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I have done. But that's not like a long interview, and it's not like this. And yeah, it's good. You know what's different
Yeah.
is you see
What?
yourself. So here,
Yeah.
I see myself, right? Which is amazing when you look at kids, in their 20s and teenagers. They're fine. Like they take their selfies all the time, right?
I know.
I'm more critical.
Oh yeah, same. And
Yeah.
you know what else I notice? What a lot of women our age do, and I do it all the time. It's always the hair, playing with
Oh,
the hair
oh,
on the
yes,
screen.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like I don't know.
Especially when you can't get out and get it done,
I
right?
know, but your hair looks great, by the way.
Thank
I
you.
love it because in the picture you got the short hair, which is very nice too. But I like this rock and roll style you have now.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm the same course. I love the color. It's so good at that.
Yeah.
From when you did your color the first time, and I was so in awe of it. It was beautiful.
Yeah, thank you. So my husband did it.
Wow.
Yeah, we were having like a Sunday, nothing going on, of course. And I said, I need some excitement. I'm going upstairs. I'm going to dye my hair pink. And he goes, let me do it. And he's like, let's do the underside. So when you curl it, it'll look like, rainbow and lemon sherbet kind of, or whatever. I don't,
Yeah.
yeah,
Is he a stylist or no?
no, no, he's just super artsy. So.
Wow. Well, that's perfect. So COVID doesn't affect you at all.
No, we're always something, there's always something to do.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. So,
Perfect.
Rochelle, I have to ask you, what was your favorite band growing up? In high
Oh,
school, what were you in? What kind of music were you into?
you know what? I kind of liked everything, but yeah, I liked Zeppelin. I liked a little bit of the Grateful Dead. I really
Yeah.
always have been a fan of country and western music, though. Like
Oh,
that, I
you have. What?
liked that, but that really, like, I've always listened to country and western music, and I still do. I love it. Like, I still pull out the oldies, but I love country and western music. Yeah.
That's so great. Oh, that's so awesome. Well, speaking of Zeppelin, so our mutual friend Catherine,
Yeah.
when she comes up to we have a family cottage, and it's a farmhouse. It's my dad bought a farmhouse in 1959. So
Um,
it sits on, acreage of land, and we're a walk away from the water. So we're not right on water or anything. But anyway, the point is, on the porch, Catherine and I will spend hours pretending that's our stage, and she's always Jimmy Page and I'm Robert Plant.
I love it.
And the
Love it.
funniest thing is she's a Capricorn and I'm a Leo, and so Jimmy Page is also a Capricorn, and Robert Plant, I actually have the same birthday as Robert Plant. So we just think
Oh, and you are. I'm sure you
we're
are.
yeah. So you might have to join us in one of those, when the world is back to normal.
I would.
We could be the Dixie Chicks.
We could. I
Totally.
Yes, that's more my alley. Let's do it. I'm there.
That would be great.
Our post-COVID party.
Yes, our post-COVID party.
Yeah.
So, so while I have you here on Insta, are you able to walk us through a day in the life of Rochelle?
Yeah, for sure. Every day is a little bit different. I'm
Yeah.
not a super scheduled person, so
Okay.
every day is different. But I do start my day with checking in usually with the team. We have a great support team, so there's 9 people who I check in with at some point through the day, but often in the morning, just in terms of what people are doing. Mondays we Zoom, so I see everyone's
Okay.
beautiful faces together.
Nice.
I do some appointments. Usually, sometimes those are with different members of the team, sometimes with clients. I don't sell as much as I used to, but I love working with clients. So I do some of those appointments with clients. I have a big family, so I have a lot of kids. I have a
Okay.
4 months old. So
Oh,
I him up as much as I can and spend as much time with him as I can. But I have a pretty big family, so I check with kids a lot and
yeah.
make sure that everything's rolling well with them. And then, so usually I find if you stay on top of your mornings, the rest of your day kind of takes shape. So I say I don't work. I'm not a workaholic. I'm not working super hard. My husband says you work from 6 in the morning till 11 at night, but I really don't. Like I like to cook, so I take some time away for dinner, plan the dinner, do most of the cooking. I try to take a walk every day. We have a beautiful meadow near our house that overlooks the lake,
Oh,
and I try to do that, take a walk in the meadow and do that every day. And then, things pop up throughout the day, and that might be a drive to the staging warehouse to check out what's going on there, working with one of the agents on an issue that's come up, meeting with my partners. It could be meeting with our account team, anything like that. So, yeah.
that's great. I love it. So you like to cook? Me too.
Yeah.
My husband has a couple things he makes, but I'm like, and it doesn't bother me that he doesn't cook. I love it. It's a creative outlet, right?
Yeah.
And I like to experiment. And so what do you like to cook, Rochelle?
You know what? I've started following the Happy Pear. So on Instagram, the Happy Pear, and
Oh,
they're all plant-based stuff, but I've been grabbing a lot of their menus lately. Their recipes. So I'm getting into this plant-based thing a little bit more. So I really like that. So
yeah.
I got a sourdough starter to try to make sourdough bread. I have a friend who does this amazing sourdough. So I killed the starter twice. This sourdough starter, it could be 100 years old. It could be 30 years old. It's a story and a process. And I love that whole thing with it. So
Yeah.
I've tried sourdough a couple times. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
Oh, that's great. So, Rochelle, have you ever heard, kefir, right? Or kefir, people pronounce it different
Yeah.
ways. Kefir?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have to, if you love these kind of stories, I have to share one with you. So, back in the 70s, my mom and dad used to drink it like every morning, right? They'd have this fermented milk. And I'd
Yeah.
be like, that is so gross, because I was a teenager, whatever, in the 80s, 70s, 80s. I'm like, that's disgusting. How can you guys drink that? Well, it's very good for you. It's a probiotic. It's good for your stomach. And I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I turned 40 11 years ago. I see it in the grocery store. I'm like, I need to start drinking this. My parents always raved about it. So I bought it. I tell my mom and dad, they're like, why would you buy that? We can make it for you. So they used to do it themselves with the culture, right? So my mom goes to the health food store, and sure enough, Health Canada no longer allows this stuff to be sold because it ferments and it produces 2% alcohol or something. something, right? So what do? They go online and they find this Russian woman in Etobicoke and they go meet her. It's like a drug deal. They go, I always teased them. It was like that. But so they got this culture that came from her family, passed down. I don't know how old it was. And now they had shared it with other people as they were growing it, my mom and dad, and my mom still has it. And my mom and I, every morning, we religiously drink our kefir.
You feed it to keep it alive every day.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
feed it to keep it going. Yeah. And it's so good for you. Like, it's really, the gut health thing, it's so important. So. But it's amazing, eh? These things that are carried down, and they call those things the fountain of youth.
Yeah, apparently they do, right? And I
Yeah,
think people can, keep this yeast alive, this sourdough starter or the
yeah,
kefir, and feed it every day. Feed it like a little pet,
yeah.
right?
That's right. That's what my mom calls it, her pet. Yeah,
Yeah, it's so good. But I think, with COVID, I know for me, I'm kind of open to different things where previously I would have said, oh, I don't have time for that. I'm not going to explore that. It's
yeah,
not my thing. But now I'm kind of more go with the flow, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's exciting. It's like back to what our grandmothers and our moms did.
It is in so many ways. I know. I
Mm.
still haven't nailed the sourdough, and I'm not sure I ever will. But yeah, it's fun to try, right? It's just doing new things. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's the whole key with this. We got to keep things fresh and alive. I don't know if you heard on my intro. So one of my goals is to get better at roller skating because I used to be really
yeah,
good at it as a kid. So here, the
uh,
whole time I've been talking to you, got my skates on.
you're back and forth. Yeah,
Yeah, because I have a warehouse space, so I'm just skating back and forth.
fantastic.
Yeah,
That's so great. Yeah,
yeah. I'll
so
be ready for Venice Beach.
I love it. That's perfect. Is that the first place you're gonna go when you can travel in, or you're gonna go?
I
Right?
would love to go. I would actually love to go there with Catherine and visit her sister and,
Yeah,
just have a fun time with those guys. But
that
yeah.
yeah, it's so good. I could imagine you'd get into a lot of trouble with Catherine at Venice Beach.
Oh yeah, for sure. I should actually tell her to get some roller skates so she can start practicing too. Get ready for this trip we're gonna have.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about you, Rochelle? Where's the first place you want to go once it's
You know what? I want to go. I think I'll probably go to England. I have family there. So
nice?
probably go to London and then just outside of London and visit family. I think that's definitely going to be my first trip. We have family in Texas as well. So
Um,
they will probably come here before we go there. But if not, then I would think maybe Texas and then London. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. We have family in Germany, so I think that's probably my number one too, just to go back. It's so sad, eh? They're having like right now is carnival time and they're dumping beer down the drains. My aunts were telling me, I'm like, oh my God.
That is heartbreaking when you think
It,
like, yeah,
it is.
like the whole world has just changed so much. It still hits me when I walk into the grocery store and I look around and I see everyone in their mask. It still hits me that,
Mhm.
it's so surreal. A year ago, I did a live event for International Women's Day last year, March 8th. Remember, there was one woman in the theater who was wearing a mask. And I mean, March 8th, there was an awareness that something was happening. But I remember thinking, wow, she must have some sort of immune disorder or,
Mhm.
something that she's so careful with. And then you realize she was just super smart and way ahead of the game, right? Like,
Yeah.
kind of new. And you just, you couldn't have convinced me that day that everyone would be wearing a mask
Yeah.
everywhere and we wouldn't be locked down so much. And yeah, it's changed a lot. It's been really a crazy year. Yeah,
Yeah, it sure has. Yeah,
yeah,
it's amazing. And
What
not that we would ever want this, but it's quite something that we are witness to all of this, isn't it?
it is. Like
Yeah.
I 96-year-old aunt lives with me with my family. And so we turned 2 bedrooms into this little apartment for her. So she has her own kitchen, she has her own bedroom and living room. And so she lives with us, and she hasn't been able to really go out much because, of course, she doesn't, high risk, right? So
Yeah.
she doesn't go out a lot. But, she keeps saying, oh, I'm alive to see the end of this. I hope I can see how this all wraps up. Like, I'm very interested to see where we end up. Kind of, it's neat to have her perspective at 96, having lived through so many things and finding this just so impactful.
Yeah. Wow, what a gift to have her. That's
It
amazing.
it really is. It's incredible, and yeah, I learn something from her every day. So yeah, it is a gift for sure to have an
Yeah.
older person in your life. Never
Hmm.
mind home. And I end most of my days. It's funny you asked me how I start my days. I end most of my days sitting in the chair across from her, having a chat with her. And you know how she ends her days? I say, okay, good night, Auntie, and I'll see you tomorrow. And she says, you never know, maybe.
Wow.
It's a different kind of thing, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good to have her there.
Oh, that's amazing. My mom's 81
Oh, wow.
and yeah, and I am so happy that I have her through all of this because she's so tough. Like I'll get all worked up about it or whatever, and I'm very like my husband and I are we don't see anybody because we want my mom in our life, and so I can at least go over there, have a sleepover with my mom, and but she's just so tough. Like she was in Germany, with World War II. Like there, she's just like, you know, it's just a totally different mindset.
It is, isn't it? And just to
Yeah.
find she's kind of calm with the whole thing. Like it just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and a little bit rebellious too. Like, how do we work around this? Like, what am I? Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, you kind of wonder sometimes. You think they're braver than we are. I don't know. Do they just accept the curveball easier, or is it just
Yeah.
their life experience that gives them that confidence? I guess that knowledge that things change, everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
and they have this like it's like they just accept it, right? Like even your aunt saying that, she's just accepted. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow, maybe I won't. But either way,
yeah, we'll
yeah.
see.
Yeah. Rochelle, we're still in our control freak years.
I know. Gotta let it go, right? Whatever happens, happens. Just go with it. This has
Yeah.
been a learning experience, though. You quickly realize there are so many things we can't control. Do you find that too?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also feel like I look at the things I used to try to control and I'm like, what was I doing that for? All this energy I was expending and it's like, okay, not
So
important.
true. Yeah. Where did that come from? And things
Yeah.
are important today. I think you just realize really are not going to matter in a month or 6 months or a year. Just you really have to it's a different perspective. I don't know if it's just
Mhm.
getting more time with COVID that you have a little bit of time to reflect or just a more of an
Mhm.
understanding. But yeah, the control stuff has to go.
Yeah, and also it's sort of a blessing. Like I feel like I'm getting to know myself better than I ever have before. Like I found I used to hang my hat on things like I would, we used to do the One of a Kind show in Toronto, that big
Yeah,
art show, right? And everything was about the One of a Kind show and the prestige of it all and the getting ready and and you know what? I had a great year without One of a Kind this
yeah,
last year. And then I think I've worked hard to get to where I am. Like, I don't need to be hanging off of other things. Like, I can now stand in my power and just be good on my own. Not that I'm not grateful for those things,
of
but
course.
I think women, we underestimate how much we can influence and have power over things and attract good things to always come to us. It's
Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
the thinking about what you're putting out there and what you're bringing in, and
Hmm.
really important. It is true. You look at things that were hugely critical and are no longer available and really don't matter. Like
Yeah.
there's, and like you say too, with where will you go first? I would have, that answer would have been different a year ago. It would have been this great vacation somewhere, but now it's, definitely going to be family.
Yeah.
Who cares about the great vacation, right? I want to go
Yeah.
with family. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very
Totally.
true. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. Rochelle, I could talk to you all day. You're amazing.
Thank you. I feel the same way about you, Monica. This has been
Oh,
so great. It's really good. I
so-
can't wait till we go to the dock and play air guitar. It's going to
yeah,
be fun.
we will do that. I can't wait. Okay, we're putting it in
Okay.
the plans. You have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for all of your time. You're
Thank
lovely.
you. Take
We'll
care.
talk soon.
Okay.
Okay, you too.
Bye.
Bye. You guys, that was so fantastic. Isn't she beautiful and lovely and wonderful? She's such a big heart and just an amazing person. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, keep on showing the world your sparkle. You got everything. You got what it takes. Love you. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you next week. Bye for now.